Hello, it's John Heaton, and today I'm going to review another DVD because I've been watching a few of them recently, the music DVDs, having connected up my hi-fi successfully to the TV. So I'm going to review a concert from Eric Clapton, which partly because it made me kind of homesick watching it because I haven't been to England in 17 months, and this is a great kind of an annual festival now that they have in Hyde Park with concerts, but back in the mid-90s I think it was just starting off really, and it was Eric Clapton's first appearance at Hyde Park since Blind Faith played there in the summer of '69, so 27 years. And quite interestingly, I saw him in 2018, which is another 22 years after this concert, so it just shows the longevity of Eric Clapton's career. He's been playing in Hyde Park on and off for more than 50 years now, which is incredible. And the first time I saw him in concert was down in Cornwall, the Cornwall Coliseum in St Austell. It was on my birthday, 1983. We drove down there from Exeter because I was at university down in Exeter, and we drove down to Cornwall and saw Eric with Donald Duck Dunn on bass, Chris Stainton on keyboards, Jamie Aldaker on drums, I seem to remember. Good concert. And then I saw him loads of times at the Albert Hall when he took up a more or less permanent residence at the Albert Hall. He played there every year, and I stopped going after a while because the concerts were getting a bit repetitive, but he did, put on a good show, and he played with Mark Knopfler at quite a few gigs, which I saw him at the Albert Hall. And then since then, I can't remember all the times I've seen him. I think he turned up at Nebworth, and then I've seen him, as I say, a couple of years ago at Hyde Park. In the intervening years, I don't think I've seen him too many times, but this was a nice concert because he didn't always choose the obvious songs to play. Just mention the band first. Chris Stainton, who's still with him to this day, I think, is on keyboards here. Andy Fairweather Lowe is on backup guitar, and he has played a lot with. He toured with has toured a lot with Roger Waters. On the In the Flesh tour in particular, and then he toured Japan with George Harrison and Eric Clapton in '91. We got Steve Gadd on drums, who played with all kinds of people, Paul Simon, Paul and Ringo, Dave Bronze on bass, Jerry Portnoy on harmonica, and Katie Kassoon and Tessie Niles on backing vocals. So that's the core band, and there's a horn section as well. They start off with Layla, and they're doing the acoustic version of Layla, which I think is okay. I do prefer the faster version, if I am honest. But he was doing, for a while, after the Unplugged concert in the early 90s, he was doing this kind of acoustic version for quite a few years. I think he's gone back to doing the fast one now. Then a storming version of Badge, which is the Cream song co-written by Eric and George Harrison. Steve Gadd's really getting into the drums on that song. Hoochie Coochie Man, Willie Dixon number is next, and then they do the famous Bob Marley cover, I've Shot the Sheriff, which is a bit different sounding to the record. And I was reading Eric Clapton's biography the other day, and he said he wasn't very satisfied with his version of I Shot the Sheriff. He just said it didn't sound right, but it was a huge hit, of course. And Bob Marley came up to Eric or phoned him up and congratulated him on the version. And Eric said he talked to me for about 5 minutes, and I couldn't really understand much of what he was saying, but which I thought was quite amusing. But anyway, it's quite a decent version here. It Hurts Me Too. Elmore James' number is next. Wonderful Tonight, which he would be hard pressed to leave out of any concert really that he does, and he doesn't leave out that here. The famous song written for Patty. Well, so was Layla, actually. of course. 5 Long Years. Now this is a kind of blues number, and it's very impassioned vocal from Eric, although unlike the songs on Layla, I don't think the lyrics are of any personal significance to him in 96 when this came out. But it's about a broken relationship, so maybe it was sort of sparked by the divorce from Patty. I'm not sure. Can't remember exactly when they split up, actually. Then we've got, what's next? Tearing Us Apart, storming version of that song, which was originally from the August album, and a duet with Tina Turner. And here it's a duet with Tessa Niles, I think it is, one of the backing vocals, who sings Tina's vocal part on that song. And it's a good version. Old Love, the track from Journeyman. I noticed Journeyman is not very well represented on this concert. I think that's the only track from there. I'm Tore Down is next. Quite a decent number, faster paced. Have You Ever Loved a Woman? Billy Miles' song from the Layla album originally, and he does a good version of this, although, as I say, that I don't think the words are of as great a meaning for him singing it in 96 as when he was singing it in 1970, should we put it like that. But it's a good version, and Eric's on superb guitar form throughout. I think by this time he'd given up the booze pretty much, and he was living quite a healthy lifestyle, and he was back to his top form on the guitar. And next they do White Room from Cream, which is originally a Jack Bruce, Pete Brown song, with Jack taking the lead vocal. But Eric attempts the lead vocal here quite successfully, not as good as the original, but and Andy Fairweather Low is kind of singing the middle 8 bit, the higher pitched bit, which I think is sung by Jack on the original, Jack Bruce, but and he does it pretty well. So that's good. Every Day I Have the Blues is the kind of finale, and then they go off, and they don't even go off and then come back on, because they say, Eric says he hasn't got time to do that, so they just sort of almost immediately came back on and they said this is the encore, and it was Holy Mother, which is a nice ballad from August. August is an album which I haven't really listened to much in the last 20, 30 years. I think Tearing Us Apart and Holy Mother are decent tracks, but I remember the production annoying me on that album, so that's why I haven't revisited it. But and on that song we've got the East London choir, or some choir from East London is singing at the back of the stage, a whole load of them, so that's good. As I say, quite nostalgic for me to watch the Hyde Park concert. It's amazing to think this concert is now 25 years old and Eric is still going strong. I know he's got problems with his fingers and stuff, but I think he's still able to play, and I think if it wasn't for COVID he would have been still touring, and hopefully we will see him again. So that was Eric Clapton live in Hyde Park. Nice DVD, and good to revisit it. I enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and thank you for watching.